No intro or anything, just boom. That's how you hold people. When I was 11, I just said, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to die trying. And I meant it. And there was like, even if no one still watches my videos to this day, I would still be going. And so people hate it, but I'm just the most competitive, stubborn person you'll ever meet. And I just never give up. My mom hated it growing up. We'd always argue and like, you know, she has this thing where like once Jimmy sets his mind to something, he just never stops. And it would always piss her off because when it was YouTube and she wanted me to be studying or things like that. But I really don't know. It's just always been how I am. And I think a lot of people have these weird tendencies and they tend to like try to like unlearn them. And like I had phases in my life where I was like, am I too extreme? Like people are very intimidated by me because I just am so obsessed with work and I'm so all in, and like, is this like unhealthy? Should I try to be more like a normal human? Especially when I was a teenager. It's a lot easier. It's funny when you're making lots of money, it's like admirable, it's respectable. It's like, look, those are traits we want. But when you're not successful, you know, you're a lunatic when you have all these traits. And so back then I'd occasionally be like, man, like, should I try to be more normal? But I just could never do it. Anytime I tried to, I mean, I've mentioned this before, but one of the like things that like I have a memory of that like really is burned in my brain is like people, one time like a high schooler told me when I was in middle school, like all you do is talk about YouTube. Like, do you like know how to do anything else? Like you're just like a freak. And I tried to like watch South Park, you know, because that's what a lot of people in my school watch to fit in. And I just couldn't. I was like, this is such a waste of time. I don't like, I could be working right now. And I tried to do all these things to like fit in. And I eventually just like stopped talking because I just didn't relate to anyone. And people used to call me mute. I don't really talk about my dad much. That's, you know, a long story. Don't need to get into it. But my mom, honestly, it's great now. Me and my mom have a phenomenal relationship, but on the come up, it was pretty rough because in 2008, they were over leveraged. So we literally went bankrupt. And so they, you know, had properties that they used to get other properties. And then when everything collapsed, they lost basically everything. And so my mom was working 2 jobs and, you know, barely getting by. And so I didn't see her that much because when I was coming home from school, she was doing her 2nd job. So it was a lot because she was a single mom raising us. She's working all the time. You know, I don't talk about a lot of this, you know, I have Crohn's disease, so I was very sick growing up. My brother also had issues as well. And so, you know, we're not the healthiest kids in our teenage year. She's just trying to get by and take care of us. And then, you know, she comes home and she just has this brat that's being annoying and like, I want to be a YouTuber. And she's just begging me. Sometimes she would literally cry and beg me to do homework. And I mean, I was like, I didn't mean it in a mean way, but I mean, even one time I literally told her, if you want my homework done so bad, why don't you just do it? You know, like that's what I told my mom. Like, what am I doing? I don't know. Like, I was just like, I don't care. Like, I just want to be successful. I want to build businesses. And so it was like, bless her heart. Luckily it worked out.
You have a certain mentality. I think you were wired differently. I think in 20 years, I'm gonna be able to look, I'm gonna show my kids and be like, yeah, wait, before Jimmy was president, you came on my podcast. We sat at this little table. So
It's an honor.
I honestly think you're wired differently, and I wanna share those with the audience that anybody could use, whether you wanna be a swimmer, you wanna be a YouTuber, you wanna be a business person, whatever. Block out the noise. Okay, you wanna block out the noise?
Sure. So here's the quote. When you're small, people say you're too obsessed, you're a weirdo, get a life, be realistic. This is from you. People will try to convince you that you're out of your mind for wanting to do this. Then when it works, yo, your drive, your tenacity, that was great.
And in high school, that's what a fucking nerd. Get a life, like loser. Yeah.
That's why you call it block out the noise, right? Because the same things that people admire when you're successful are the things that people are going to try and tell you to stop.
If you had listened, you wouldn't be Mr.Beast, right?
Well,
like we wouldn't be here right
everyone
now.
else, then yeah, just normal job. But the thing is, it's like, it's the big takeaway is it just means you're not around the right people, right? Because like obviously, if I was around you guys when you were younger, I'm sure you guys wouldn't have been like, oh, what a weird obsessed nerd. You would have been like, yo, this is sick. Let's grow together. Or we would have, you know, maybe when we were 18, we wouldn't have that much emotional intelligence, but we would have like flocked together. So it's also just finding the right people to be around. And if you're having to block out a lot of noise, then you're just like, you have a serious problem. Like,
It's a signal.
Yeah, like you really got to change who you are because that's really it. I mean, if you're the smartest person, you're hanging around, you know, the one with the most ambition and everyone else is just bringing you down. Like you're literally just going through your entrepreneurial life with like a 10-pound weight shackled to your leg. Something that's interesting is like, you know how they say it takes 10,000 hours to master something, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone says that. And everyone's like,
proud when they're like, I put 10,000 hours into this thing. Like, I'm gonna put 10,000 days into this. Like literally, I'm gonna, like 10,000 days is like 30 years and I'm almost 15 years in. Like I'm literally on a quest to not put in 10,000 hours, but actual 10,000 days into my craft. So it's like that level. I'm like literally halfway there, which I've never heard someone say that before. And it kind of hit me in the head earlier when I was like, fuck. Like, because I was like, 10,000 hours just isn't that much, you know, in terms of like what I devote to this. Like and so like throughout all that just sheer stupid amount of time I've dumped into this, I've just learned what does well. But for other people, they don't. And they upload 20 videos, one does well, and they don't know why the other 19 didn't do well. And it's just, you know.
What is the difference between like copying and pasting and plagiarism, which is not good, and remixing and elevating? And I think it's the difference between copy with taste versus copy and paste. And I think copy with taste, which you do such a good job of, is like elevating the past, giving credit, and then blending from different sources. Versus a lot of people copy and paste. It's like they're just
if you watch someone's video and you can't tell the difference between their video and my video besides the budget, then it's like, yeah, you're copy and paste. But but like, you know, me and Ryan might sometimes do similar videos. I'd not even say he's copy, but like Ryan and I could, like, I'll go visit hotel rooms, $1 versus Ryan will go visit scary Airbnbs, and it doesn't feel the same, right? That's like, and that's the thing. Like Ryan has his own voice. He's quirky, and he's just like, you know, let scenes breathe more and blah blah. And that's like Ryan's style. And then our style is like a little bit quicker and just show you cool things and spending more money and, you know, making it epic. And so yeah, that's not that he's copying us, but in general, that would be like doing it with taste. And then the copy and paste is, you know, there are tons of other people who after our hotel video just went, literally, sometimes hit the same hotels, same thing, use my same text on screen, speak like me, act like me, use my cuts, use the same timing, pacing. And it's like, be more like Ryan, invent your own style. We need more people like that. We need less people that just look at Ryan, look at me and other big creators and just, you know, literally copy and paste. Like, if people wanted to watch my style videos, they'll just watch my video. We don't need someone else doing my videos with lower budget and less effort. It's like, we need people doing their own version of it with their own unique spin and taste, you know?